Good afternoon. Welcome to Midday Prayer. Starting a few minutes late, had some technical difficulties connecting, but I am present now, waiting for everyone to join, and then we will begin our time together. I'm also checking to make sure that I am live. There we go. I am. Hello, Lynn. Okay, we'll begin with a reflection from Pastor Amanda Nesvold. She wrote this reflection for Delaware, Maryland Synod Reads together. And the text that she is writing this reflection on is Psalm 22, 27a. And I'll just read it for you today. And as I read her whole reflection, because I think it's very helpful. And then we'll go into the prayer. I don't have a song yet, but something will come to me. All right. The Psalm 22:27 reads, "All the ends of the earth shall remember and turn to the Lord. All the ends of the earth shall remember and turn to the Lord." Pastor Nesvold writes, "What are the things that, when you remember them, help you turn to the Lord? When you remember the good times, happy times, times when everything seemed to be going absolutely wonderful, do you turn to the Lord? When you remember the hard times, grief times, times when nothing seems to go right at all, do you turn to the Lord? When you remember the times with others, the gatherings, the parties, the late night phone conversations, the in jokes and familiar faces, do you turn to the Lord? When you remember the times alone, comfortable, time with yourself, or lonely times, personal successes or anxious midnights, do you turn to the Lord? When you remember family and friends, enemies and strangers, questions and answers, do you turn to the Lord? I do not mean this to be an inquisition, but rather an opportunity for creative imagining. When do we turn, as opposed to when do we think we should turn by some external definition? And from there, perhaps more comfortingly, to consider the above questions and ask, when does the Lord turn to us? I thought that reflection was very beautiful. So I wanted to share that for our time together. Um, yeah, I think that I will share that when growing up and thinking about this turning to God, and for me, that was always, am I praying enough? Am I reading my Bible enough? Those were always the things that I kind of equated with turning to God, right? Turning to the Lord, as Pastor Nesvold puts it, um, just in referencing the psalm. And always feeling a sense of guilt and obligation whenever I did not do those things the way that I thought I was supposed to. That uh, it should have been a more constant thing, you know. Um, and what I hear Pastor Neswelt saying actually is giving us an opportunity to imagine the times that we can and do turn to God. And also, I'm very appreciative of the last part here, um, as we consider like when we are calling out to God, or maybe it's those moments. So for me, sometimes I have moments where um, I don't have the words per se, but I also know that I need somebody, something, right? Or I just know that my spirit's calling out for something. And it's not always a bad thing, right? Sometimes it's like joy or um, just celebration or something, right? And I just want to connect with God, with the Creator. And I don't have the words, but I can feel it in my spirit, or I'll just say, God, or um, sometimes it's just like quiet, like I just need to sit and be quiet and have time where I don't have to like think or talk. I just need this time just to be peaceful. All of these things, I think, are ways in which we turn to God. They're not always the by the book things, right? Where we read our scriptures, and sometimes we do, right? Sometimes we just turn directly to the scriptures and want to read something that might be helpful, um, or maybe showing up for midday prayer is that time for you, right? All of these things, I think, count, or I don't know if count is the word, right? They are all ways in which we turn to God. And perhaps also we can contemplate those moments when God is turning to us, which I would offer is a consistent thing. Um, and Sometimes we don't know it or see it or even can experience it, but I believe that God is constantly turning towards us in love and compassion, and especially in these moments. When there's just so much around us and it's hard to kind of weave through like the good things and the bad things and the world and everything's so loud. um I truly believe that God is turning towards us, reaching out for us, and listening to what's coming deep within our spirits, as well as the things that might be coming loud within our and out of our mouths. So wanted to offer that today. We are going to have a prayer from the Conversations with God book. And yeah, we're just going to do, Oh Lord, hear our prayer before we get to the prayer. Okay. All right. So with that in mind, this idea that this need, a want or desire to turn to God, and also to remember to contemplate on the fact that God turns to us. I thought it would be a really great to read this. I think I would say it's a poem. It's a prayer called "Lead Gently, Lord," and it's by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Now, Paul Laurence Dunbar was a poet and a novelist, and a well-known novelist. And one of his books is Sport of the Gods, which he wrote in 1902. It's one of his famous novels. So Paul Laurence Dunbar wrote this beautiful poem that will be our prayer today from the Conversations with God. All right, we'll start with, "O Lord, hear our prayer," because that's always a goodie, an oldie bookity. Okay. "O Lord, hear our prayer. O Lord, hear our prayer. When we we call, answer us. O Lord, hear our prayer. O Lord, hear our prayer. Come and listen to us. O Lord, hear our prayer. O Lord, hear our prayer. When we call, answer us. O Lord, hear our prayer. O Lord, hear our prayer. Come and listen to us. Hear the words of Paul Lawrence Dunbar as our prayer. Lead gently, Lord, and slow. For oh, my steps are weak, and ever as I go, some soothing silence speak. That I may turn my face through doubt's obscurity toward thine abiding place, even though I cannot see. For lo, the way is dark. Through mist and cloud I grope, save for the fitful spark, the little flame of hope. Lead gently, Lord, and slow, for fear that I may fall. I know not where to go unless I hear thy call. My fainting soul doth yearn for thy green hills afar. So let thy mercy burn, my greater guiding star. Lead gently, Lord. O Lord, hear our prayer. O Lord, hear our prayer. When we call, answer us. O Lord, hear our prayer. O Lord, hear our prayer. Come and listen to us. Amen. And just so, for future reference, I will put up his name. I really enjoy that poem very much. I think it speaks a lot to our human condition, and sometimes, like I was trying to share earlier, sometimes we don't have the words, sometimes we don't know what to say, right? And sometimes it's really difficult, like, to know when and how God is responding to us, or like just to hear something, So I just want to offer that sometimes it's okay to have those feelings and to trust in the fact that we can have these moments and God doesn't turn away from us, right? And this poem is basically saying, like, just be gentle, just be slow with me, because I don't know if I have right now this is where I'm at, or I don't have the words, so this is another way in which we can cry out and share with God. So Paul Lawrence Dunbar, Lead Gently, Lord. I'm also grateful for the reflection from Pastor Amanda and Pastor Amanda Neswold, I'm sorry, and just how wonderful those words and reminders are to us today. So I hope you take that with you today. You have a wonderful rest of your week and into the weekend. And I will see you all on Monday. Peace be with you. Bye.